What's up, everyone? Zafa Slater, aka El Chingon, the true comic outlaw. And I got another request as I was getting another cup of coffee. They want to hear my thoughts on the Penguin. Okay, Oswald Cobblepot. I think in a lot of ways, a legitimate businessman. He owns a wonderful restaurant. He has a lot of legitimate businesses. He doesn't really dabble in drugs. Yeah, he does gambling, racketeering. He's right there on the below table, the one below, but he's right there. He has enough legitimate contacts. He hobnobs. He knows the right people. He knows the mayor. In certain comics, he ran for mayor. It really depends on what era you're talking about. But the current Oswald that I know is a businessman. That's pretty much what he does. If there's an offer on the table, and there's a way to make a little money on the side, he takes it. Now, the whole thing with, I know, because someone told me this situation when these girls were in cages and stuff like that. That's part of their job. These women, let's just say they get paid to do certain things, and let's put it that way. Oswald doesn't kidnap women, because I have that comic. It's about Alfred taking this woman out, getting her all this stuff, but she was you got to kind of read it to understand. And like I said, there's different. Well, the writers have different perspectives on characters, but the Oswald I see. Okay, you know what? Let's just put it this way. There's different versions of the Joker, right? There's the 60s Joker from the Batman TV show. There's the Heath Ledger Joker. Okay, so let's just put it that way. Whatever your opinion is on the Penguin, this is mine. If Gotham really existed, this would be the Penguin. He dabbles in this. He dabbles in that. Oswald is constantly surrounded by beautiful women. He enjoys the finer things in life. He's the type of man that would enjoy a $2 cigar. He's the type of man that would enjoy the finest champagne, the finest food. He enjoys the good things. What did he say? The best revenge is living well. It's true. That's the Penguin I see. If Gotham existed, he would be a man about town, looking for a deal. I know he knows Gordon. I know he knows Lucius. I mean, it's common sense. He sort of works with Batman. He gives him tips and information. I've said this in a previous video. You think sometimes he sits there and goes, Jim, do I really have to steal something again for Bruce to come down and hit me in the face so he doesn't get in the way of my legitimate businesses or otherwise? Yeah, he might smuggle in guns. He's giving them to his own men. I mean, that's the way it's ran. I mean, there's always an underworld, and it always has to have rules. And I see the Penguin as a Don. I see him as a man who runs his operations. I see him as a man who knows what he's doing. He knows how to make a profit. And yes, he smells money in the air. What businessman doesn't? And yes, he might own construction companies. He might be good with the union. He might make a deal here and there. I bet you he's made deals with Lucius. I'll be behind Bruce's back. You know, he's made deals with Bruce. And yeah, sometimes he screws someone over. That's the way it's done in business. You mess with someone in the mob, you mess with someone legitimately, ask any legitimate businessman. You mess with them, they are going to take you for whatever you got. It's called a corporate takeover for a reason. Same thing in the underworld. I always thought the Penguin was one of those men who took opportunity. And yeah, they call him the Penguin because he looks like a penguin. He has an umbrella that does cool stuff. So what? It's a concealed weapon. It makes sense. I see him as a man who likes the finer things in life and who's earned them. I mean, he came from nothing and he earned his way to the top. You think he really likes the Joker? I mean, he runs the Joker's finances because he has to. He hates that man. You think he really wants to tolerate Harvey? I mean, with certain people, yeah, he'll work with the Riddler. He'd rather probably work with Roz, because Roz knows where it's at. He'd rather work with Rupert Thorne or Boss Maroney. And like I said, in the movie it's different from the cartoon, but you see what I'm saying. He'd rather work with them. Because in the end, I hate to burst your bubble, everyone out there, but money runs everything. If you don't know, now you know. That's the way it is. Money runs everything. Legitimate or otherwise. And someone has to control it. That's the problem with Bruce. Bruce comes in and starts knocking off these mob bosses, and who takes over? The Joker. Who takes over? Harvey. And everything starts spinning out of control. Who takes over? The Scarecrow. All this stuff starts to unravel. You think the Penguin wants that? You think any of them want that? You put your own people in danger. You put neighborhoods that they protect in danger. Neighborhoods the police protect in danger. There's two forms of cops. The legitimate and the underworld. You think these gentlemen want this stuff to happen in their neighborhoods? You think they want this to happen to their children or their wives? Their cousins or their relatives? You think the cops want that? You think they want these raving lunatics and these idiots running around? No. Not at all. And that's the way I see Oswald Cobblepot. That's exactly the way I see the Penguin. Legitimate or otherwise. Whatever deal. And I think he's trying to help Bruce in some ways. He's waiting for the day Bruce grows up. I think Oswald will probably give him a big hug. Welcome in. Welcome. Have a seat at the table. Let's talk some money. Let's talk a deal. Let's talk some business. How are we going to make Gotham? Gotham. Like I said, sometimes things go legitimate. Sometimes they don't. But that's just the way it is. It's the same thing in Gotham, Metropolis, Central City, Coast Town. Pick a city. That's simply the way it is. That's simply the way that it's always going to be. And that's my thoughts on the Penguin. Mobster, businessman, and yes, in a lot of ways for Gotham. Because Gotham needs men like that. Gotham needs good men like Commissioner Gordon. Gotham needs men like Lucius Fox. And Gotham actually needs a man like Bruce Wayne. But Bruce needs to realize the real world. And I could be wrong. If you think I'm wrong, feel free to comment. But read the comic books, read between the lines, and see what happens when Batman actually lets these people go. I'm Zafa Slater, aka Alex1, the true comic outlaw. I'm out.